broccoli bake. Hi, welcome to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. My name is Sonika and I'm here to show you a very interesting recipe that we're going to call a broccoli bake. So let's get to see what all ingredients we need to use in this recipe. Broccoli, macaroni, mozzarella cheese, refined flour, quartered button mushrooms, processed cheese, chopped onions, parmesan cheese powder, butter, garlic, black pepper, red chili flakes, salt to taste, milk. Now let's start making this extremely simple and extremely tasty recipe. So first what we'll do first is that we're going to lightly saute some onions and garlic in some butter and then add our broccoli and mushrooms so that they get a nice flavor once you add them to the bake. So our butter is melted. Let's add some chopped garlic to this. Before our garlic starts browning, we're going to add our onions to this. So let's go in and add some chopped onions. We want our onions to get soft and get a very slight brown color. Now our onions have gained slight color. Let's go in and add in our broccoli to this. So we've got the broccoli that we've cut into bite-sized florets. Now let's mix all of this together. To this, what we'll add next is our mushrooms that have been quartered. We don't want them to be in very tiny pieces because they'll shrink once they cook. So we've added mushrooms, mix it together again. So to all our ingredients in the pan, we're going to add some salt and I'm going to add some crushed black pepper. We've got the crushed black pepper very coarsely ground because that gives a nice taste to your casserole or your bake. You can see that the broccoli has got a nice green color and the mushrooms are almost cooked. What we'll do to this is to make it a nice wholesome recipe. We're going to add some boiled macaroni to this. And we'll also add some red chili flakes. Now let's mix all of this together. Now that our vegetables and our macaroni have been nicely tossed in some garlic and some butter and onions, we're going to turn off the flame and keep this aside and we'll make a sauce, a nice cheesy sauce that goes along with this. So let's start making this really nice cheesy sauce that goes very well with these vegetables and the pasta. For starters, let's melt some butter in a pan in which we'll lightly toss some garlic and prepare a white sauce. Now that our butter is melted and our garlic has got a slight color, I'm going to add a couple of spoons of refined flour to this mixture. And once I add the refined flour, I'm going to whisk it really well so that no lumps are formed. Once this mixture is cooked and the refined flour is nicely sauteed, we're going to add some milk to this. Whilst adding milk, you need to constantly whisk this so as to ensure no lumps are formed. So our white sauce is almost ready. I'm going to season it with some salt. You need to be careful about the amount of salt you add to this because there's a lot of cheese going into this recipe. Yeah, it's not a very healthy one, but I assure you it's a very tasty one. Let's add some cheese to this, just so you get a nice flavor of cheese right through your entire baked dish. I'll also add some black peppercorns and we'll give it a good mix. So our sauce is ready and our vegetables and macaroni is ready. It's time to just put the dish together. So I've got a casserole dish in which I'm going to put our vegetables and macaroni first. So with a spoon, I'm just going to add some of it into this. So I've got our first layer in. Into this, I'm going to add some cheese. I'm going to use a grated processed cheese first. Next, I'll add in the mozzarella cheese. I love using mozzarella cheese in my recipes because it gives a very nice texture and it makes the whole dish so interesting to eat. Now let's spoon in some of our sauce over this mixture. and just layer it out a little. Now over this, let's add another layer of our macaroni and our vegetables. Now let's spoon in the rest of the sauce over this and evenly spread it out. Now I've layered in all our ingredients for the bake. I'm just going to tap this slightly so that everything inside fits in well. Now let's put in a last layer of cheese over this. So I'm going to go ahead and add some processed cheese. Little bit of mozzarella cheese. And finally some Parmesan cheese powder. We're using 3 different types of cheese, but all these 3 cheeses have got very different tastes and very different textures. So each of them add a lot to this dish. Now I'm going to add some crushed black pepper over this. And some red chili flakes just so it looks pretty. And let's put this into an oven that has been preheated at 180 degrees Celsius, and we let it bake for around 12 to 15 minutes till everything is nicely heated through and our cheese is melted. So our broccoli bake is ready, a perfectly creamy, good, tasty recipe which you can enjoy with your family and friends anytime, any day.